Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. A quick reminder that the best way to get yourself ready for the meditation is to bring your attention to your breath for a little while. Notice how you're inhaling through your nose and pay attention to draw the breath as deep into you as you can. Try and make sure you're not breathing up high and shallow with your chest. Try and make sure that every time you inhale, you draw the breath all the way down into your belly. Imagine that you could breathe into your belly. As you feel your belly expand, imagine that there is a balloon in your belly, and that is what's filling up with air. As you inhale, and then obviously as you exhale, that balloon in your belly contracts, letting out all the air that you've brought in. If you're imagining that you're breathing into your belly, then you're breathing into more of your lungs. You're filling up your lungs with a greater capacity of oxygen every time. Estelle, good morning. It's good to see you. Happy Saturday. Righto, so let's get into today's thoughts. Our teacher this week is Jack Canfield. And hey Charlene, good morning. I just saw you pop in as well. And Sunmari, good morning. Happy Saturday to you all. I will get into Jack Canfield's thoughts for this morning's meditation. The first one is, the true task of spiritual life is not found in faraway places or unusual states of consciousness. It is here in the present. It asks of us a welcoming spirit to greet all that life presents to us with a wise, respectful, and kindly heart. We can bow to both beauty and suffering, to our entanglements and confusion, to our fears and to the injustices of the world. Honoring the truth in this way is the path to freedom. So in every one of these quotes, he speaks about freedom today. So I guess we can say the theme of today's meditation is freedom. And what this long piece tries to say, speaking about freedom, is that freedom will never be found anywhere else. There's not some place we can get to in order to finally be free. There's not some goal we can reach to finally attain freedom. Dimitri, hello dude, it's so good to see you. Happy Saturday. The point of this piece is that if we don't learn to find freedom exactly where we are, in whatever circumstance you find yourself right now, if you can't find your freedom there, or at least over time learn to find your freedom right there, you're not going to find any more freedom anywhere else. Let's get to more of what he says. Every single cell in your body is affected by every single thought that you have. And I'm sure by this time it's no surprise to any one of us. Every single cell inside your body is affected by every single thought you have. And there's a connection there to this idea of freedom. He says that true freedom is an inward state of being. Not something somewhere else, not something you finally attain. True freedom is an inward state of being. Once it is attained, no situation in the world can bind one or limit one's freedom. Once we find this inner state of freedom, there is no external situation, no external circumstances that can take away our freedom. That says, hey Anthony, good to see you dude, good morning. These are words that I mention often, so I'll mention them again. 3 great humans have taught us this lesson in the most harsh conditions possible. Nelson Mandela, Viktor Frankl, Mahatma Gandhi all spoke about this, the fact that freedom is an inward state of being. The fact that, yes, their bodies were physically imprisoned, but they still felt a sense of freedom. They felt that what they have is freedom from their thoughts. Not freedom of thought, not free of thought, but free from thought. And what would that mean? Free of thought versus free from thought. Free of thought means we don't have the thoughts. Now that's not the easiest thing to achieve and maybe completely impossible because your brain will think thoughts. But free from thought means we can have the thoughts and still be free from them. Last one is from Nelson Mandela, and I found this quote, which is a beautiful one to remind ourselves. I found this quote in Jack Canfield's work. This was as Nelson Mandela was released from prison. He said, "As I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew that if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in prison." His realization that even walking out of that door, out of that gate into freedom means nothing if he can't also free himself of the mental attachment that he has to his thoughts of how unfair this was, how unjust this was. If he's not able to free himself from the effect that those thoughts have on him, he could walk out the gate and never be free. Our work is to not stop having the thoughts, but to become free, even in the presence of the thoughts that capture us. Our Saturday morning meditation is always a really simple one. It's called Come to Your Senses. We give our body the opportunity to give us whatever experience it's having in the five senses and see how easily we can be with what is happening. What am I hearing? Can I just listen to it? Can I just be with it? What am I seeing? Can I just watch it? Can I just be with it? Does it have to capture me? And it's very easy with our physical senses to have that experience and allow it to just be. It's not so easy with our inner senses, but practicing this again and again and reminding ourselves that we can also have the same experience with our inner senses. We can allow our inner senses, our thoughts and our emotions to also be there while we allow it to just be witnessed, the same as we do with our physical senses. And that's real freedom. All right, lots of talking this morning. Let's get started. If you're ready, you can close your eyes and let's slip away, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out. A deep inhale. And let it go. A deep breath in. And out. One more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you breathe in, make yourself a bit taller. Stretch out your spine and lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. As you let go, as you release, allow your body to soften. Soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and drop your head. As you keep doing your own full body breathing, I want to remind you of what this journey does. The journey of our senses allows us to just be with whatever we are experiencing. Allow your eyes to give you the experience it is having. Allow your ears to give you the experience it is having. While simply being a witness to the experience. Ask yourself the question, can I be with this? Can I be with this without feeling the need to run away from it? Without feeling the need to change the experience? Without feeling the need to control the experience? Can I be with this and find that actually I am okay? Even if this doesn't change, I am actually okay. And right here, I can find that I can actually be happy too. And we'll practice that with our physical senses this morning. We will ask for big breaths together. Take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward. And roll out your neck muscles. And big half circles to the left and also to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward. Big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch, move, or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having stepped into presence as much as we can, we'll turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a long, slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel into your body and invite softness into your body. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. Feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow. Feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath only for as long as it feels really comfortable, followed by a long, slow exhale. We take this journey of our senses from top to bottom. The first stop is your eyes and what you can see, or what you would have been able to see if you were to open your eyes, because in this case, keep them closed. Use your mind. Your eyes are part of your brain. It's not too difficult to keep them closed and still see. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, what would be the most obvious thing in the room you're in? If you were to look, what would be the most obvious thing to see? And as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, study this obvious thing. Study all of its detail. Take your next big breath. We're changing gears, and with your next big breath as you dive deep into you, what would be the least obvious thing in your room? Something you'd have to look around for and find and go, oh yes, there is that. And with your next big breath as you dive deep into you, study this less obvious thing in all of its detail. Take your next big breath. We're taking a step down to your ears and what you can hear. With your next big breath as you dive deep into you, find the most obvious sound that you can hear. And as you dive deep into that sound, see if you can find different layers to that sound. And just listen. You are here to allow it to happen. Take your next big breath. We'll change gears, and with your next big breath as you dive deep into you, pay attention to the faintest sound that you can hear. Take your next big breath. We'll take another step down, and for these next 2 stops, change your breathing to whatever works for you. It's not easy to hold your breath and smell at the same time. Do what works for you. Our next stop is what you can smell. And with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, pay attention to the most obvious smell that you can pick up. Take your next big breath. Then change gears and see if you can pick up any secondary smell. Any other smell other than the first obvious one. Take your next big breath. We'll take another step downwards and do the same for taste. As you take your next big breath, is there any obvious taste that you can discern? Take your next big breath. then changing gears with your next big breath. Can you pick up any other taste? Any secondary layer of taste at all? Take your next big breath. And then our last stop, the surface of your skin. With your next big breath as you dive deep into you, scan the surface of your skin for the most obvious sensation you can find. And as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, how many different sensations can you pick up from that obvious pressure? Can you feel different kinds of pressures and different layers of sensitivity in that one spot? Take your next big breath. Let's change your gears and find on the surface of your skin an area where you're able to feel the slightest bit of sensation. And just immerse yourself into that spot and see what is everything that you can feel there. Take your next big breath. We're taking the last few big breaths together, slipping out of the breath-holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel into your body and invite softness into every corner of your body. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. No more attention on your breathing. Feel yourself just floating. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down. Can I be with this? Can I just be with this without feeling the need to run away from this? Or even turn my head away from this? Can I be with this without feeling the need to have to control what this is? Can I allow? Can I allow it, the situation, or this human being I'm dealing with, can I allow them to just be exactly the way they are? For the last 20 minutes, you were able to allow your physical senses to just have the experience they're having without the need to step in and change anything. Can I find my peace in allowing more? I'll read it for you again. The starting words today of Jack Canfield's post. That the true task of spiritual life is not found in faraway places or unusual states of consciousness. The true task of spiritual life is found right here in this present moment. It asks of us a welcoming spirit to greet all that life presents to us with a wise, respectful, and kindly heart. We can bow to both beauty and suffering, to our entanglements and confusion, to our fears and to the injustices of the world. Honoring the truth in this way, just the way that it is the path to freedom. If I can allow my outer senses to show me the experience they're having and allow them to just be, can I allow that to my inner senses too? Can I also allow thoughts and feelings to arise allow them to just be? Can I do that for the world around me too? Can I allow the world around me to be as it is? This does not mean that we never take action, but there's a recognition that there's not really anything we control and that so much of our action is wasted. Of course, I can experience a bad smell and then decide whether I want to take this bin outside so that the bad smell is not in the kitchen. But can I first find the place of wisdom? Because if I don't, if I continue reacting to every impulse around me, then I'll fall into the trap that Nelson Mandela avoided. The trap of being imprisoned by his own thoughts. I'll remind you again, his words. As I walked out the door towards the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in a prison. If we react to everything in the world, we are in a prison. If we react to every thought and feeling we have, we are in a prison. Not freedom of thoughts, but freedom from thoughts. Can I allow things to be? And in that allowing, find that I am free. We'll take the last few big breaths together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you. And you are invited to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this journey. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for finding that space between stimulus and response. Take a deep breath in. Viktor Frankl also called that space freedom. He said, in that space between stimulus and response lies our freedom. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for finding my freedom in that space too. Finding that space first before I choose how to act. If any action is necessary at all, because often it's not. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for spending a little bit of your Saturday with us. Ingo popped into our meditation this morning. Good morning, Ingo. I hope that you were able to sit down and meditate with us for a while. These beautiful humans, I hope you have an awesome weekend. Have fun this weekend. Make sure you have fun too. Don't forget to be playful and have fun. Thanks Anthony and Sunmarie and Estelle and Charlene and whoever else might still be in the background that I can't see. Lots of love to you all. Have an awesome weekend. Ciao, ciao.